What's up, my people? Before we start the show, make sure you like the video, comment on the commentary, and subscribe to the channel. Become a part of the GVG family, because without you, there's no us. And as always, we thank you, and all praises to the Most High. Now let's get into it.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Hally back again, Detroit representative to the day that I die, East Side in the building, Gvg Podcast. You know how we do. Let's go. I want to talk to y'all today for a second. First of all, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in, all the people that's been supporting, everybody that's been here through this whole journey. You know, like I said before, right now we in a hoopty. And we going to be the same when we in that Mercedes, baby. You know we doing a thing. It's Gvg Podcast. Episodes dropping every Thursday. It's your boy, Hally. Let's get into it. I got a few points, and then I'm going to go on the fly like I always do. So let's do it. We're talking about the confused generation. My first point is male femininity. We have so many people out here now who are changing narratives, and the world is changing, as you would like to call it. The Most High stays the same, but the world is changing. So men have ventured over and hopped over the fence to the side of femininity when we're supposed to stay on the masculine side. One of the things I look at is how men dress now. Me personally, I come from the baggy pants era, the clown pants era, whatever, but right now, I'm in a space where, you know, I like my clothes to be tailored fit to where they fit just right. But, I mean, you see guys now walking around with, I mean, pants is super tight, like ankles is dying. Ankles is dying. They pants is super tight. And, you know, the shirts is very small. It don't matter if you a little dude or big dude. You got big dudes out here with the tightest shirts on you ever seen in your life. And I ain't knocking nobody. I'm just stating the facts. Dudes are very out there with the colors, with everything now, you know. So I think that's one way that, you know, men have jumped over that fence to the other side. Another thing would be the catchphrases, the leaders that are out now. A lot of women are big in rap music right now, and they're driving this culture, and a lot of men are starting to venture over in that side of what they do and how they talk. And a lot of the rappers, you can see they have more feminine tendencies, more feminine cadences in their music. And I think we've once again jumped over that fence to femininity instead of staying in the masculine zone. The DMXs, the Tupacs, the Biggies, you know, you knew they were masculine. I'm not talking about that stuff people say behind the scenes. I'm just talking about masculinity. I think another thing is the lunch pail boys. Like, we always get up. I get up every day when I don't want to, and I go and I work hard. I go and I work hard for the money to make sure the lights is on, the gas is on, you know, make sure there's food in the refrigerator, make sure the mortgage is paid, the car insurance, whatever it is. And as a man, our role has always been that provider. A man has always been the protector. You know, if a robber come in the house right now, everybody's going to look at me. I'm going to be the one dying first. When the dude come in, if he got the gun and I don't got something, he got to jump on me. I'm dying first while they're calling 911. So the coroner going to be taking me out while they're crying, but they're going to still live. So that's what men do. So I think men have stopped being the protector. Men have stopped being the provider, you know, to a certain extent. Not every man, but you can see the trends are changing. There's a bunch of different factors that go into this, and men, a lot of men are coming up in single mother homes, and they don't have an example of what a masculine male even is. And the masculine male that you have an example of are the ones that you hate. So in turn, you lean more towards the femininity, the feminine side of things. My mama taught me this. My mama taught me that. My mama bought my clothes. My mama did this. My mama took me to football practice. So you have that mindset of you hate men just like the way a woman would hate a man. You know, just dropping some game on you. The second point is feminine masculinity. I know women get mad when you talk about this, but just because you have money or a nice career or you're doing it big, the glow up, all the, cliches they use, it's no excuse for you to be masculine. There are a lot of single mothers in the world, and there are a lot that will tell you I'm the mother and the father. No, you're just the mother. You can't be masculine. You can portray yourself as masculine, but you don't have the same chromosome as a male. So I just want women to understand that when it comes to masculinity, it's not cute. But we're gonna do it like this. The same way that men have started to create a feminine path, women have started to create a masculine path. This is part of the confused generation. Women have been through so much and dealt with so much and so many baby daddies and men leaving and men being trash that they have created a world or a space where they are both the male and the female in their children's lives. It's false. You are the mother, but you will never be able to teach a man how to be a man like a man would teach them. There comes a point in a boy's life when you can't handle him anymore. So I think the roles have reversed, and people are starting to think that if I make more money than you, I make the rules. If I have a better job than you, you can't tell me anything. If we doing this 50-50 thing, you got to do this, you got to do that. And I'm not mad at that. That's called agreement. Whatever you agree upon is what you agree upon. But I know 9 times out of 10 that if someone comes in this house with a knife or a gun, you're going to get behind me. So then it's not equal. You can call it equal till the cows come home, but at the same time, those are the facts. Social media and all these different things have created these delusions to make us think that we are someone else instead of what we actually are in our spirits, in our bodies, in our minds. Women are instantly ready to buck up. There was a girl I was working with not too long ago, and she was like, I fight dudes, and I was like, okay, like, you gonna put that on your resume? Is it gonna get you a job? Are you gonna be in WWE or something? Like, what are you telling me? But in her mind, she felt like I fight dudes. Like, she thought it was good. And I'm thinking to myself, like that's not going to get you anywhere. That's not appealing to any man to think that he's going to have to fight you all the time. I don't think men should be fighting women, but I also don't think women should be fighting men. I don't think that that's a good check mark. I don't think when people are looking for a woman, they're like, yeah, I want her to be attractive, good credit. Oh, and I want her to fight dudes. No. So that masculine energy, you could just see it around her. No matter what she did, no matter what happens, she was masculine in her energy, and she wanted you to know that she was the alpha. So I don't think that takes you very far in this world. I think that conflict is not a great thing, especially when you're a young black woman who's trying to make it in the world, I guess. I don't know if she was trying to, but she ain't gonna make it very far with that masculine energy. And wearing that like a badge of honor is not a good thing. Number 3, the sexualization of children. Children are very vulnerable, susceptible, very impressionable, and they are sponges. You know, when your child is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, they're sponges. And everything that they're intaking, that they're seeing, that people are telling them, they are intaking and they're learning. I think that now we live in a time where children are forced to take part in something that they don't need to take part in. Children should not be discussing politics. Children should not be discussing sexuality. Children should not be pressured into all the things they're pressured into. I'm not saying that they can't talk politics, that they can't talk biology. What I'm saying is it feels forced. When your child goes to school, when they go out in the world, it's everywhere. And it's forcing them to, in turn, to make their sexuality known. What people don't understand is sexuality is a base of being grown. And when we were young, when we were kids, we never looked at it that way. You either liked a girl or you liked a boy. Nobody was forcing it on you. Now we live in a time where if you say, oh, I wore my mama's high heels, they're not going to be like, oh, that was nice, that was cool, you know, this, that, and the other. No, it's like, well, maybe you are a part of the LGBTQ community. Maybe you want to wear high heels. Maybe you want to wear a dress. And that child is so impressionable that now they're like, okay, I guess. But by the time they grow up in the system and grow up in this world, and all of the pain and the rejection and the laughter at their expense is something that person who introduced them to is not going to be there with them in those moments. So I think the sexualization of children, and it's not just the LGBTQ community, it's the heterosexual community also. Young girls are being sexualized on a daily basis. There are a lot of children who have dealt with sexual abuse. There are a lot of children who are 8, 9, 10 years old, and their parents got videos of them twerking and dancing and doing, you know, all the Beyonce moves and dressing like her and putting on makeup and weave and all this stuff at a very young age. And I don't think that the children necessarily understand what they're doing. It's just either in fun or in ignorance. But the parent or the adult understands what's going on. The sexualization of children has reached an alarming rate, and we already know that pedophilia is very big and very present in this world. So to me, why would I coach or groom my child into being prey for the predator? I don't think that's something that should be done. And they're getting sexualized on TV and social media, on Disney. Just no matter what you look at nowadays, children are looking more grown than they actually are. Makeup, weave, nails, the clothes, the food that they eat, they're developing faster, and the tomboy days are over. The curious days of young males doing stupid stuff sometimes are over. Now it's full blown to where if you make one move to the left, that's what you are now, and they're pushing you in that area. Okay, so another thing about this confused generation. Ladies and gentlemen, 50 is not the new 30. 50 is not the new 30. 40 is not the new 20. Whatever y'all want to say, listen, 50 is 50. 40 is 40. You can dress 20, you can act 20, you can do whatever you want. You can tattoo 20 on your chest. But guess what? You're still 50. You should not be competing with your granddaughter or your daughter for their boyfriend's attention or people their age's attention. We are losing out on the real game of life because we are trying to be younger. Everyone wants to be young forever. Everyone wants tummy tucks and BBLs and Botox, and men are getting sew-in braids over their bald head and stuff like that. Like, we're in a time where everyone wants to stay young and be young. Wisdom comes with age, and a lot of us are trying to block the wisdom that we have to be able to stay young. You got 60-year-old men in the club wearing skinny jeans, jangling, trying to get the girls to go home with them. Bro, go find a woman your age that can cook and make sure you straight and taking your pills and all that stuff. And I ain't talking about the blue one. Understand this. 50 is not the new 30. Understand that you have priorities. It's your duty to be a 50-year-old when you're 50. It's your duty to not be out here cougaring, trying to get these young boys and mess their heads up. Jada Pinkett Smith. Men and women have this duty. You know, men, I'm not going to say that men are preying on women because they're younger, but when you're a 50, 60-year-old man, I think you need at least a 40, 45-year-old woman or 50. I don't think you should be dipping in the 20-year-old section. I don't think you should be dipping in the 25-year-old or the 30-year-old section. It's just not, it ain't cute. It don't look right, bruh. It don't look good. It don't look right, bruh. She stepping out your Mercedes and you stepping out with a walker. She feeding you your pills, you go to sleep, and then she turn up with everybody else. It just don't look good, bro. You go to sleep at 6:38, and she going to sleep at 1:38. Just don't look right. Just my opinion, though. 50 is not the new 30. Go sit your butt down. Go cook. Go read a book or something. Go sip some lemonade in a rocking chair. Go tell the kids to stay off your grass. Read the Bible. Do something. Grow up. Let your body grow up with your spirit. Let your mind grow up with your spirit. 50 is not the new 30. Stop lying to yourself and stop lying to everybody else. Another point. All delusion, no accountability. We live in a time now where everybody is, I'm not going to say everybody, but there's a big percentage of people who are living in delusion and they want no parts of accountability. They will not be accountable for anything. They can step on your shoe and they're going to say you shouldn't have had your shoe right there. They'll steal out your purse and they're going to say, well, your purse shouldn't have been open. They'll crash into your car and they'll say, well, you shouldn't have been living. If you was dead, you wouldn't be driving. Therefore, I wouldn't have ran into you and we wouldn't be doing, you're doing too much. I hate life. Okay. No accountability, all delusion. You see how, and I don't knock anybody, but you see how a girl could be super ugly, but she put on some makeup and a weave and all of a sudden she's super fine. To who? To the people that's lying to you. You see how a girl could be super fine and she still got to put on makeup, weave, hair and nails. You didn't need it. You was already fine. Whatevs. But delusion is real. You got broke dudes out here thinking that they gonna get a Kim Kardashian, which she ain't my type, but you got dudes thinking that way. You got women thinking they gonna get a Michael B. Jordan just walking down the street somewhere. No, you gonna get Earl the mechanic that smoked them squares and drink his little beers. Because that's who you're going to see. You're not going to see Michael B. Jordan. You're not going to see Kim Kardashian. It's not going to happen. Even if you did see him, they not gunning for you. You got nothing going on. Delusional. No accountability. Start to learn to be accountable for your actions and the things that you do and let the rest flow. Another thing about the confused generation, which separates men and women, is the government. The government has so many programs for women and children, and they actually have one called Women and Children, which is WIC. And I'm not knocking the government. I'm not knocking women. I'm just stating facts that there was a time that the welfare system was created that drove the man out of the house. Okay. Once the male was driven out of the house, the government stepped in and became the stepdaddy. So the real daddy had to leave for the stepdaddy to come in. Now, this in turn gave women a sense of, I don't need you. I'm pretty sure everybody's heard that. I don't need you. And I'm not saying they do or they don't, but it gave them that sense of entitlement of saying, I don't. When you can get bridge card for your kids, when you can get WIC for your kids, when you can get cash assistance, when you can get SER, you can get emergency relief for your bills, the man starts to lose his footing in that home, because one of the biggest things that he was able to do was put his work boots on every day and make sure that the bills were paid, make sure that there was food on the table. So now we have this clashing system of, do I want to deal with you and listen to your rules, or do I want to deal with them and listen to their rules? See, their rules are more indirect and a man's rule is more direct. So they would rather deal with the indirect than the direct. Stay with me on it. So the welfare system, the systems that were put in place to keep women empowered in poverty, to keep women empowered in delusion, and to keep men out of the homes. And it worked. It's working now. Another point would be the court system that goes along with that governmental system. Child support, child custody, men only being able to see their child on the weekends. Men having to pay all of this money for their children, but some of it is going to the government or the court systems, and most of it the women is pocketing it themselves. The baby, the diaper about 8 pounds with pee and poop in it, but her nails done, her hair done. Little Keisha ain't got her hair done, but your hair done. Little Derek got snot coming out his nose. Same old t-shirt, but you look good though. Not every woman. Not every woman. Don't come for me. Not every woman. Just saying. Another point is dysfunctional love. We're living in a time where people have dysfunctional love, meaning you think that the love you have is normal, but in actuality, it is dysfunctional. Meaning, if you're in a relationship that's abusive, if you're in a relationship that's verbally abusive and you stay in that relationship, maybe you may think that that is normal. Dysfunctional love is something that is not right. It's something that you have created in your mind to make it normal and make it all right in your eyes. But in actuality, if someone else saw it who was in a normal state, they would be like, that's not normal. Dysfunctional love is usually taught through generational curses. It's usually taught through the fighting mother and fathers. How the mother says he ain't nothing and how he says she ain't nothing, but they always seem to get back together. That's dysfunctional. We have dysfunctional families where we choking each other out at the barbecues and fighting with each other and doing all these things, and then the next day we back, getting drunk together. That's dysfunctional. Understand, people, we have a lot of problems in this world, and a lot of it is due to what's being pushed upon us and what generational curses we have, and we're not fighting in this spiritual warfare aspect like we should be. So, just another nugget. So this point is a real big point. Social media is not reality. I know that you want it to be reality. I know that when you see everybody, it seems like it's reality. No, it is everyone. It's like if you go on a date and you meet someone, they're going to probably wear their best outfit, their best shoes. They probably going to have their best game. They're going to have a $800 that they saved up. But when you start to see them outside of the dating aspect, you'll notice the reality of them, the realness of them. So what you're dealing with on social media is everyone is projecting what they would look like, what they could look like. Everyone is projecting how much money they would have. You see people doing all of these outlandish things just to be seen. And you, in turn, become part of that circus. not realizing that a lot of people, this is not them. This is not their real lives. You looking at filters when you see these girls. A lot of these girls don't look that good. A lot of these girls got pimples and blemishes and natural things. There's nothing wrong with it. It's natural things. But what do you see? Everyone using filters. Everyone doing things to their body just on social media. What do you see? Men got their rent money flashing it. Like, bro, you know you about to go give it to the landlord. Stop playing. People understand that social media is just a fantasy world of us. It's a different version of us. When we go to work every day and go through strife and stress, all we're doing is when we come home or when we turn that phone on, we're acting like none of that exists. Now, of course, you do have the woe is me people who every time something happens, they on there crying. But we're not talking about them right now. We're talking about the delusional people who project perfection on social media. Social media is not real. Social media is real people projecting fantasy onto you so they can look better than they actually are. That's real game. I hope you peep it. Next point. The village is gone. There was a time when you had mom, dad, granddad, grandmama, uncle, auntie, cousin, brother, sister, whoever it was. Everybody had family reunions, picnics. You'd be over this cousin house, this friend house all the time. The village was strong, it was thick, and everybody was in it. And if you got your butt whooped, they got their butt whooped. If you got cussed out, they got cussed out. If you got caught doing something wrong, everybody would be on you. The village was tight, it was strong, and it was overbearing to oversee all the things that were going on. The village is gone. Everyone is separate now. Now you see your people on rare occasions, funerals, maybe a wedding. You don't see people anymore. I remember when parents used to come up to the school and whoop their kids when the teacher said they did something wrong. Now the parents come to the school and whoop the teachers when the kids say they did something wrong. The village is gone. Now the village is social media. The village is TV. The village is celebrities. The village is artists, rappers and singers and dancers and comedians. These are the people teaching your kids now, telling them. And not only kids, they're teaching adults. So the village is gone. We don't have that close-knit village of family anymore. Now we have a close-knit village of social media, the metaverse. There's a lot of dysfunction going on right now. There's a lot of things that are messed up right now. There's a lot of confusion going on in these generations right now. And men want to be women, women want to be men, and more power to you because you have free will. I'm just stating facts. What I'm saying is a man is supposed to be a man. A man is supposed to make a decision like a man. That don't mean you're going to make the right decision or you're going to always be decisive, but that should be your goal. A woman should be a woman. That's it. Learn how to be a woman. Learn how to grow how to be a man. Learn how to be responsible. Learn how to be accountable. This your boy Hally. This Gvg Podcast. We slaying them demons and we out.
Thank you for being a part of this experience. GVG appreciates every single one of you. I hope you came away from this video with a little more perspective, patience, understanding, and purpose. So until next time, we on Christ time.